You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Thank you for tuning into another episode of Unstoppable Actors. If you're returning, it's always so good to have you here. And if you are brand new to the podcast, welcome. I'm so glad you found us, whether it be on Spotify, on our website, wherever it is you found us, and I hope this will be the first of many episodes. I can't wait to dive into what we're going to be talking about today, because it's something that is going to make such a big difference to your scene work, to the level of truth that you bring into your characters, and also to your career as well. Because what I want for you is you getting cast more regularly. Now, if you're brand new to acting or if you're returning from a break, I want you feeling confident in the work that you're producing so you get that first or next audition and smash it. And if you are what you call a jobbing actor or an early career actor, I want you to up-level your confidence as well. I want you to feel assured in what you're doing so that you are smashing your next audition too, because it's all about converting those auditions into paying jobs in your early career, isn't it? And method acting is the way to do that, because method acting is a world-renowned technique. It produces incredible results. You only have to look at the actors at the top of the game. They're method actors, they're working actors. You know when you're watching those A-list actors that you are absolutely sucked into that world and you believe everything. And that's what I want for you as well. So this episode is all about how you're going to create chemistry with actors you've only just met, because that can be such a big challenge. And yet it is something that is so overlooked. Now, once you've listened to this episode, the next step after this is to come and join the free workshop that I'm hosting on Saturday, the 8th of June. It's called Red Hot, Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry, even if you just met. So everything I talk about in this episode is really going to help you. And then the workshop is going to take everything to a more practical level. I'm going to coach you for free. I've got a scene ready and waiting for you. I've got 2 brilliant method acting exercises that you're going to try out as standalone exercises, and then you are going to use them in the scene so you can see just how much your acting is not only going to improve for yourself, but the magic that you're going to be creating with your scene partner, because screen chemistry is what keeps your audience hooked to your performance. If it is a hot priority for you right now to be bringing your A game to your work, if it's a hot priority for you to be feeling confident and assured in the choices that you're making with your characters and the relationships that your characters have with other characters, if it's a hot priority for you to be converting more auditions into paying jobs, this is the workshop to attend. It's one-off. I'm never going to be running it again. I am going to record it, so the recording will be available for 48 hours to watch it. And as I said, we're going to be focusing in on sizzling screen chemistry. It's so overlooked, yet it is so necessary for you to be bringing that depth and belief to your work that I know you want. So it's Saturday the 8th of June, as I've already said, 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. UK time. That's 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. New York time and 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. UK, European time even. The link is underneath the episode. You just need to click that and tell me which email you want me to send the workshop link to. If you can't find the link under the episode, just simply type this into Google, bit.ly/red hot screen chemistry. I promise you now, once you start getting your screen chemistry in order, casting directors are going to be believing the work that you do on a whole other level. Their eyes are going to literally be glued to the screen. We don't want them fast forwarding your self-tapes. We don't want them fast forwarding your show reels. We want them hooked on your performance. And this workshop is going to help you do that. So as I've said, it's free of charge, it's performance changing, it's going to take your acting to a whole new level. You really need to be there. So let's talk more in depth about chemistry then in this episode. So a lot of actors have got this idea that chemistry is just about romantic relationships, and it's not. it's about all relationships. And I did go into this on the last episode, but I want to go at this from a different angle today. So when we're building characters, we can often get caught in the lines, how to say them, how to make them sound emotional, how to make them sound real and believable and not hammy. We can get caught up in the emotions that we're generating and whether it feels fake or whether it feels real. And whilst line delivery is important, and whilst bringing emotions to the surface is important, chemistry with your scene partner is equally important. What we need to dive into, first of all, is, well, firstly, making chemistry a priority and not forgetting that the connection that you make with your scene partners is either going to draw in your audience or repel them. So where do we even find that connection to our scene partner? Well, first, we go to script analysis. And I know script analysis is not the sexy part of acting. It sounds boring. It sounds very logical. We really just want to be getting up on our feet, playing a character out, playing a scene out. But if you overlook script analysis, you are overlooking all of the nuances of the character. So within script analysis, we're specifically looking for the given circumstances. The given circumstances are the first things we should always be digging into with every character, because given circumstances give us all the info, they give us all the context, all the insights that we need to create the character. And part of the given circumstances are, what is my relationship? And when we're asking that, we're asking, what is my relationship to objects, to surroundings, but also to other characters? Now, where most actors go wrong with this is they'll say husband, son, co-worker. That tells you absolutely nothing about the relationship. Husband, co-worker, son, auntie, uncle, whatever it is, it's just a label. I've got aunties, you've got aunties. If we just labelled them auntie, they'd all be generic, they'd all be the same. And in method acting, we don't do generic, we do depth, and we need to explore that depth, and we create colour and nuance. So we've got to explore beyond auntie, beyond husband, beyond partner, beyond whatever that other person is. Because when we start to find the depth on a logical level, that fuels our imagination. And then we can start to create a unique character with a unique bond to each character in their life. And then when imagination is on board, then what it does is it makes way for feeling, real feeling. So we need to be exploring that label, because then all of this starts to translate physically and emotionally, and it starts to be expressed with clarity. And that's important, because when we're just doing surface level and we're just thinking, oh, husband, partner, auntie, uncle, dog, cat, whatever it is, there's no clarity of expression. And that's a term you need to become very familiar with as a new or early career actor. Clarity of expression. It means everything is expressed with a sharpness, with an edge. There's no murkiness. There's no ambiguity. We don't want that in our acting. So when we start expressing with clarity, you create genuine connections with your scene partners. So that's the first thing. The first thing is explore the given circumstances of that relationship. So you do this as your private work by yourself. And it's important that you do this. I'm just going to remind you, I've already said it, but if not, you're going to be guessing and making generic connections. And when you go generic, it takes much longer for your acting career to lift off. We want you converting roles quicker. So then the next thing, we've done all that script analysis, we've done the logical work, we've fueled our imagination, we've got the context, we understand it now, we've got the depth, the picture, the nuances. Now this has to translate physically, practically, because acting is a visual art. Acting is a doing art. It's not just about making lines sound real or natural or truthful or emotional. It's actually about doing something to build a genuine connection with your scene partner. Now, you can do this however you want. For me, I like to go for a coffee with my scene partners, but I have to understand and respect and recognise that not all actors are open to this, because not all actors have time. Some are holding down day jobs, so acting's not the full-time job. So they're holding down day jobs and they simply can't fit that in. That's okay. But that would be my go-to, would be to go for a coffee with them. If they can't do that, I'm going to pull them to one side on set or between rehearsals, and I'm going to ask them if they want to do a method acting exercise with me, that helps us both get vulnerable. Because what you have to understand about vulnerability is that it creates connection. When people start opening up, barriers go down. We trust that person. We feel okay and confident in sharing things. So I used an exercise called Tell Me Who You Are with my scene partner in the last film that I did, where me and the other actor were playing girlfriend and boyfriend, and it broke down a lot of walls. And my director actually commented on how believable we were as girlfriend and boyfriend, and he said that he loved it. He said it was such a genuine relationship on screen. And what that exercise did is it allowed me to get to know my scene partner beyond the surface level of working on set and doing scenes. It allowed me to get to know him. It allowed him to open up his heart a little bit, and vice versa. It allowed him to get to know me as well. And because we were both vulnerable, we then felt we could trust each other after that. And so that paved the way for more exploration in the scenes. It paved the way for us both taking risks. It paved the way for chemistry. And that is what you need, regardless of whether you're playing girlfriend and boyfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend, or whatever. Even in platonic relationships, you need chemistry. You will have friends in your life who you have banter with and you've got private jokes with. That's chemistry. You will have friends in real life who you can share everything about your life, warts and all, the good, the bad and the ugly. That's chemistry. So vulnerability creates connection. The exercise, Tell Me Who You Are, it's very challenging for me to teach you this on a podcast. And that's why I've created the workshop on Saturday the 8th of June, because it's this exact exercise that I did on set that I'm going to be taking you through in the workshop. So please do register your place at it, because you're going to get to do it in a practical way. And I've also got another exercise for you to do as well, another method acting one. So you're going to try them as standalone exercises first of all, and then you're going to add them into the scene. And I'm going to show you how to do that, because that's the part that most actors struggle with, is they do an exercise and then they don't know how to build the bridge or bridge the gap, between the exercise and the scene. So you can actively use the exercise in the scene whilst doing it without your audience ever knowing, without them knowing you're working a technique. So it just looks like you're bouncing off one another and you've got sparks flying everywhere. You'll also be getting feedback as well. And if you want your feedback to improve when you're submitting self-tapes, when you go into in-person auditions or Zoom auditions, or even when you're on set, if you want that feedback to improve from the director, then you really need to be taking this workshop. So then finally, I've kind of already touched on this, but once you've done the exercise and once you've created that genuine connection to your scene partners, you have then got to keep your barriers down, and you've got to be open to exploring in scenes and rehearsals and taking risks with an idea or finding something new in the scene in a non-pressured but curious way. And that's what I've kind of already touched upon with my scene partner who was playing my boyfriend and I was playing his girlfriend. That's what we did. We were taking risks. We were exploring the scene beyond what the lines gave us, because the meat of the scene is not the words. The meat of the scene is that white space between the dialogue. And that is how you create chemistry with an actor you've just met. And when you create chemistry, the audience feels the intimacy of that relationship and they believe it. They then feel what you're feeling and they're transported into that story. They forget everything about their life. They forget they're sat on a sofa watching you or wherever they are, or the casting director forgets they're on a panel and they're genuinely in that story with you. They are hooked. Because what you have to remember, or if you don't know this, what I need to make you aware of, is that your audiences will always mirror your performances. So if you are unfocused in a performance, the audience on an unconscious level picks up on that and then they become distracted. If you are genuinely in the performance and making genuine connections and genuinely having an experience, your audience will mirror that and so will they. You need to know this because this helps you at auditions. This is what's going to make your work believable to casting directors. So as a reminder, you are being offered a free place at this inspiring and amazing one-off workshop on Saturday the 8th of June, and it's called Red Hot Create sizzling screen chemistry even if you just met. It's a method acting workshop, it's practical, and it is going to make all of your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors so you go up in their estimations. Please register your place because I have very limited places with it being so practical and hands-on, and the best place to do that is either by clicking the link underneath the episode or by typing this into Google, bit.ly/Red Hot Screen Chemistry. I want to coach you. I want to take your acting to the next level. I know I can do it. I know we can create magic together. So come and join the workshop and I will see you again soon. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.